Hey man, welcome back.
Oh, where are you? Come out here, you dirty rat.
Hey there, my hearty. You're having a bad day, don't you?
There's a big fat rat in there, and I haven't eaten dinner tonight.
Yeah, trying to get that rat for 2 hours now. Won't you stop? What kind of pirate are you who can't even catch a stupid rat?
Ooh, me got it. It's just a tail.
Hey guys, welcome to another LeBuck's Ring episode.
Episode 13.
Now scrolling to the right, you will find some grayish boxes, which is bonus material.
Bonus, man. Bonus.
Yeah.
I like both.
That I will cover once I recover. That's funny. From the creation of this madness tutorial. We have 3 passes left to do. Today we cover the skull darken eyes pass, which is basically a mask. Unfortunately, we do not have a vertex color painting feature in Fusion, which could allow us to simply draw a mask onto the skull without the need of UVs.
Ah, that would be a saucy wrench.
So we need to create appropriate UVs and then using some ellipse masking to place them onto our skull.
Let's do that.
First, let's get a renderer. Again, we can get a copy of a previously created renderer. I chose the reflection pass renderer. So copy it and bring it over. And paste it into the darken eyes box.
Not there.
Then add a merge 3D. Hook it in and let's get our skull. There. I create a router here to make it nice and clean. And then hook it into our merge 3D that we've just created. View the merge 3D. If you move up now, you will find 2 boxes.
Up here, matey.
One that says eye mask and a red one that says remapping. We know that red boxes contain 3D data. Here, the skull. Now you might be wondering why we have the skull here if we already have a copy over here. Well, we want to use everything except the skull as matte objects. But if we hook this in as it is now, we will end up having 2 skulls. We don't want that. I want to show you how easily you can get rid of objects without having to reassemble objects. For now, let's get a copy of the skull. Navigate to the loader section, grab a copy, and steer back. Paste in an instance. Before we merge the skull into the merge 3D, we will first get rid of the other skull here. We do this by using the override 3D node. Shift inserted here. Now come closer, man. Closer. Take a look at the bottom, where it says exclusions. This option allows you to restrict these operations to specific objects. That can be a single object or a range of objects, defined by the object's ID. Now check limited by object ID.
Yeah, which ID is it?
Yeah, let me show you how you can find out. So with the navigator activated, navigate back to the loader section and select the skull. Swing over to the control tab. At the bottom, you can see in the object ID drop-down, ID is set to 3. If it's not set to 3, please do so. Then navigate back and in the override 3D, set the object ID to 3. Now that we have specified the objects, we can go and hide it by checking Do Visible under Visibility and then uncheck the Visible checkbox. Bang! The skull is gone. Now we can go and hook our skull here into the Merge 3D. And let's proceed with the UV remapping. Let's drop in a UV node and shift insert it here. Now we need to decide at which frame we want the UVs to be applied. This is because in its default state, the UVs are not locked to animated objects. It means if you fit it to your object and the object moves away, your UVs will stay put. Surely we want to lock them. And if you check this Lock UVs option, it will bring up a new slider right beneath it, which lets you choose the frame at which you want to lock the UVs. That was a long sentence. I happen to choose 250. So let's go to frame 250, and then let's not forget to set the reference time to 250 as well. Now, if you are coming from 3D, you might be wondering if there's a way to view the UVs while you tweak them. Actually, there is a way, and I'm gonna show you how. So here we have the renderer. If I just make a copy of this one here, and I just branch out here, and now in the renderer type drop-down, there you can find an OpenGL UV renderer. Now, if I choose this one and view the renderer, you can see some magic happening here. Now, these are basically the UVs or the UV layout. Unfortunately, the wireframe doesn't work here. But still, you can have a visualization on what's going on with the UVs. For example, if we rotate here, you can see that you can see what's going on. Let's continue. For the map mode, I chose cylindrical and hit fit and set the orientation to Z. Now for better control, we're going to tweak its placement manually. In the rotation drop-down, set the X rotation to -5.95041. Let's be precise with these settings here. The Y rotation to 11.9008. Now, to create a mask, we could also use the ambient occlusion feature, but not only is it much slower, we only want the mask for eyes and nostrils. The ambient occlusion would mask other parts as well. So a simple UV mapping and masking is very sufficient here. So let's do this. Bring in a BG tool, view it, swing over to the image tab and set the resolution to 1024 by 1024 and of course 16-bit float. Go back to the color tab and set the color to white. Then bring in an ellipse mask and hook it in. Select the ellipse mask, and now I could give you some settings here as well, but I'm gonna destroy them later again. So in order to not waste your time by being unnecessarily precise here, please try to match the mask by eye. You can do this, just drag the mask around while viewing your 3D mesh to place it accordingly, as I will show you in a bit. So before we hook this in, we need to remove the alpha, otherwise we will see the eye mask even when looking from the backside of the skull. To remove the alpha, simply add a boolean tool and set the toAlpha to white. You can press W and hit return while the slot is active.
Why is it that it always sounds like he's saying slut?
Careful, as far as I know, this doesn't work so nicely in Fusion 8 anymore.
Someone has to fix this.
So this will remove the alpha completely. Next, bring in a replace material, shift insert it here, bring it over, and hook in the BG tool. Now to clearly see the mask without any specularity or whatsoever, you can deactivate the viewport lighting. Here you can see the mask. Let's create another ellipse mask. Oh wait, perhaps we can just copy this one here. Again, match it by eye. Okay, let's move to a different frame, frame 74, and view it once through the camera. Good. Back to the perspective and hit fit. And now adjust this a little bit here. Add another copy for the eyes. Move it up and scale it, just so that it looks like light is coming out of the eyes. Then copy this mask, paste it in, and simply move it over to the other eye. Now this is looking pretty good. Now when you render this out, make sure that you turn off lighting and shadows. So here is our mask. Great guys, you've concluded.
Episode 13.
My name is Vito. I'll see you soon. Until then, enjoy what
One
you're
is a
doing.
yo ho ho, yo ho ho, yo ho ho, yo ho ho. They got yo ho ho.